Welcome to the Underground.
Turn me up, bitch!
My Little Underground with Peter A.
Okay, level 38 of My Little Underground. I'm Peter A. I'm joined by Water From Your Eyes. Welcome. Nate and Rachel, what's going on? How y'all doing?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm
Tired. How are you?
Yeah, me too. I'm pretty damn tired. I'm tired from doing nothing yesterday. Yeah, I did a whole lot. Well, I went supermarket shopping, and I went to a neighborhood fair, and then I watched Seinfeld all day, and I'm exhausted from that.
Well, that show's about nothing. So like
Exactly.
What'd you buy at the supermarket?
I bought, bought some gallons of water, bought some fruit,
What kind of fruit?
bought apples,
Okay.
pears,
Nice.
oranges. What else did I buy? Bought some Hot Pockets.
Oh,
Bought some
yeah.
Hot Pockets. What else did I buy? I think that's it. No, I bought lettuce, mustard, and what else? I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it.
Sounds like a good run to the grocery store.
Yeah, I was just really hungry. And don't forget to subscribe to My Little Underground on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get podcasts. You guys have an album coming out next month. Somebody Else's Song, album number 2. That's right.
Full length number 2.
Full length
Yeah.
number 2. Cool. But I want to go back to your first album, All a Dance, 2018. Is it true this song, I mean, not the song, the album, and every song on it is inspired by a movie character? From their perspective?
Yeah,
Is that
but
true?
They're all
Yes.
like background characters. They're all like secondary characters.
And not even really like specifically inspired by it. It was more of like a writing mechanism, like just to like
I would.
find like a dropping off point.
I
wouldn't say. I'd say the lyrics are inspired by. I mean, those songs like instrumentally existed like before
Well,
like all the.
Yeah, obviously you didn't write the music based on the characters.
That would have been cooler though.
But
To be fair.
Would've
they
been
are all
cooler.
from the lyrically they are from the perspectives of background characters in different films.
Why the background characters? That's
what?
very specific.
It was more.
Just made sense.
Yeah.
They just seemed like the ones who had the things to say.
Well, and it like makes it a little bit more disconnected from the movies. I don't know if the songs were like from the perspectives of like the lead characters in these movies. It would have been like.
Well, I guess the one song was from the lead character's perspective, but that was because there was like 3 characters in that movie.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. The answer is kind of,
Yeah.
most likely.
What movies specifically?
Which ones have we given away? Some of them are still.
Well, All the Dance is Gladiator.
Oh yeah, that's Proximo.
Out of Town is the guy who smokes the cigarettes with Steve Buscemi and like kills
Fargo.
people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great movie.
What's his
Yeah, I
name?
love that movie.
The guy.
I forgot
He's,
his
like,
name. I've
Swedish.
seen him before. Is the guy with the white hair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in like a bunch of.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Stuff.
Yeah. What a messed up movie that was. What's really messed up about Fargo is that it's a true story. Yeah.
No.
No, it isn't.
Fargo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say it's a true story at the beginning, but
That's
it
like
isn't.
a
It's just
joke.
it's like a writing tool.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I've
No.
heard that before. That I've heard before, but Fargo, I thought it was a real event that actually happened.
No.
No?
I
Really?
think no. They're just that was like
That's one of their like Coen brothers.
yeah, that was like
Things
a
saying to-
trope they used
Yeah.
to like because it's like a
see.
crime film.
Because
and
they do
it's-
that with all the Fargo TV shows too, which are like even more ridiculous. They all begin with like, "This is a true story," the exact same way.
But that's
So-
just because it's based on the movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took a film class in college.
Did they say it happened?
I heard it was, yeah.
I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, I think,
don't believe
yeah.
that.
But I've heard that before. I've heard people say, okay, they when they say it's based on a true story, it's not really a true story, but some are true stories. But I just didn't know what to believe at that point. But I remember hearing that actually happened. I mean, not like how it happened, but it was like a true story.
Yeah, and I guess it's not.
I
like,
guess
Yeah.
totally.
it could be. It's
far-fetched.
probably. I mean, like, yeah. I guess it's probably like. Let's see. They claimed they based their script on an actual criminal event, but wrote it's a fictional story.
Okay.
But it.
Inspired by true
It's
events.
inspired by true events. Okay.
Yeah.
So the things in the movie probably happened, but we
Yeah.
don't know for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like parts of that definitely have happened in the world. You know,
Yeah.
like hitmen.
The wood chipper part.
Maybe.
Oh,
Maybe
shit.
not the wood chipper.
I would hope not.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But, I mean,
You
I mean,
never
that's
know.
gotta have happened
No
somewhere
way!
at some point.
1986 murder of Hal Crafts from Connecticut at the hands of her husband, who disposed of her body through a wood chipper.
Messed up.
So
you
that,
go.
yeah. Well, I guess,
Damn.
yeah.
But a great movie.
That's not.
A great movie nonetheless.
I guess everything's based on a true story
Well,
in a way.
in a way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the Avengers. Maybe did you see the last Avengers movie?
Is that the one
No.
after the one where half the where Thanos was like, fuck you guys?
Snap. Boom. The one after that.
Okay, no, I didn't.
That would be cool if that actually happened. No, it wouldn't
Yeah.
be, but like the concept of it, the concept, that's pretty cool. You just have the power to destroy half of the population of the whole universe at the snap of your fingers. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm glad no one can do that.
Although it really doesn't make any sense why you wouldn't just double all the resources.
It'd be easier.
So if I clap my hands, everything multiplies.
Yeah,
The opposite of that.
exactly. Where it's like, okay, instead of like just getting rid of half the population to suit what you already what already exists, you just make half even more of the stuff, so everybody has food and water and resources.
It kind of cancels out the famine.
Exactly. You would just instead of killing people, you would make food.
I see.
Thanos, I guess,
Thanos,
really.
but like a magical chef.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thanos just had a culinary background, or farming, just agriculture.
In a way, it's agricultural, but in the most demonic way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're controlling people instead of food,
Yeah,
substances.
I guess is that what farmers do? They just snap.
Yeah. And then all the corn is gone. That's it.
They're like a harvest.
How did you guys get the attention of Exploding in Sound? Or did you find them? How did that relationship foster?
I think they just.
They
emailed us.
wanted to. I make music separately as thanks for coming. And I guess we were releasing Split, which I don't even know when that was, but Mike, who plays guitar in the live band, was playing drums in the New York version of Thanks for Coming at the time, and we were looking for somewhere to premiere something or whatever you do for music, and he hit up Dan, and Dan was like, oh, this is great, and Dan's the nicest person in the world, and then Dan was like, does Thanks for Coming want to do something for the Tape Club? And then I was like, no, not because I didn't want to release Thanks for Coming with Exploding in Sound, but because we didn't have anything. But Water From Your Eyes had a whole album, so I was like, oh, what about this? And he was like, I love this. And I was like, wow. Dan Golden, the nicest person, and then he's just been really kind and excited about our music. So yeah.
So he hit you up about Thanks for Coming. He knew you were in that group.
Yeah.
Was he interested in that? And then you told him about Water From Your Eyes?
Yeah, well, I mean, that was yeah, because when he hit me about Thanks for Coming, Thanks for Coming had been playing, I guess, a little bit in New York by that point. And Nate had just moved from Chicago, and so Water From Her Eyes was still, planting its feet. And I guess it wasn't really about thanks for coming. It was more so he was just like anything you're doing, and I was
Yeah, I think he was just like anything that you're involved in. Let me know.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it was. He was just a nice guy.
Just because Rachel's cool.
Oh, yeah.
It's not true, but yeah, he was just like interested in releasing something with Tape Club, and then All a Dance he really liked, and so when we had the new album like in our heads, I guess, I mean this album has been like in the works for a while. And then yeah, we were like, cool, would you like it? And then they were like, yeah, and we were like, great. This is so simple.
You guys started out as a 6-piece?
Well, we started out just us.
Just us?
I mean, yeah, there have been a couple different live versions. There were 2 like slightly different 6-piece versions that existed in Chicago before any of the New York music or anything, but yeah, it was like just for live shows. So it's always like, I think the live band will, you know, I mean, I'm pretty like happy with the like 3-piece live setup we have now, but like it's definitely like started like the project is like Rachel and I, and then so duo, I guess.
Dance duo.
Dance duo.
Dance duo.
But it's like fun it was like fun playing with other people, except scheduling was hard.
Yeah.
Like touring wise, like playing different shows.
Well, we only played maybe 4 shows, but I
Yeah.
was living here because I've been here since like 2015, and I would go home for like Christmas break and stuff, and so we played some shows when I went home for like winter break. But then like a couple times I just like had to fly out for the weekend, like in the middle of the school year. And, like, there were also, like, 5 other people or, like, 6 other people that I was like, all right, like, we have, like, 1 day to practice.
It was like, it could have been more difficult because everyone involved in that project was already involved in my other solo project, so I was having, like, Water From Your Eyes practices combined, my other things, so it would have been more complicated if it had been, like, 6 people that like wasn't already like actively like playing music with and stuff. So but that was kind of like an experiment. I don't know, Water From Your Eyes definitely feels right with like the rhythm has to sound like it's coming out of like a broken box of some kind. It sounded with like real synthesizers and a good like real drummer, it just felt too clean. Feel bad like telling people with nice synthesizers to just make them sound shittier.
I remember the first time I heard you two, it sounded like there was more than like 4 people playing because there was a lot going on. You know, then I saw you at a house show on Long Island about 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. And I was, you know, I knew you were a duo at that point, but it was so interesting to see you guys have these kind of in-depth arrangements and just coming from 2 people. I think that's awesome. I think that's really cool.
Actually, it's not even coming from 2 people.
No?
No, it's like all Nate.
It's all, so
yeah,
it's
so
one.
that's just like a single, yeah, I have nothing to do with the music. Nate just like, hey, like I have 4 songs to show you.
And then that turned into like 6 songs.
Yeah, I mean, well,
yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff.
A lot of music.
Floating around.
Yep.
I don't know. But yeah, that's part of why it just like makes sense to do the 3-piece, because if we were to like put together like a band that could play a lot of those songs like without a backing track, like some of those songs it would literally like have to be like 7 people. So like realizing that like even if we added a live drummer or whatnot, like we'd still need a backing track. It just kind of like feels easier to.
But you know, I'm a big fan
keep it lean.
Of just the computer as the drummer. I like being in a band with the computer. I think that's fun. And we also never need a drum set.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. Because then we can also practice
You can break the human barrier in music.
Yeah.
Bring in the machines.
It's also great because I can't be like mean to my computer. I feel like whenever we had like people playing drums with Water From Your Eyes, like were like really great drummers who are like my friends, but like they don't sound like a computer, and I would just end up like being like pissy about it or whatever. So
Why?
I don't know.
Because he didn't sound like a computer?
Yeah, I just gotta like making music with like friends is like difficult sometimes because I tend to get a little bit worked up about stuff. I'm trying to be a more relaxed like band person these days.
You're a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you can tell by listening to the music that Nate has like a vision, and that vision is not to be touched.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect it. I mean, Nate, I think you may as well. Like, if we're both Capricorns,
Yeah.
you know, like, may as well be in control of the situation.
Yeah.
What are some like
great.
ideas you've had either for the new album or All a Dance that you guys have clashed on and that have been resolved, or you kind of just agreed to disagree creatively?
Every time we write lyrics.
Every time?
Yeah.
Lyrics?
Yeah, I'm just like also kind of an asshole. I don't know. I like words. I like words in specific ways, and if it's not that exact way, I'm like, no, vetoing it. Nate's actually much nicer when it comes to that. He'll compromise more. I realized last time we were really earlier because I was like not compromising.
No, but that's
at
okay.
all.
I mean, that's part of that
Yeah, we're good at
part
it.
of that
Yeah.
process.
It's not like there's no hard feelings. Like
Yeah.
it's
Oh, of course.
like we get it done, and then afterwards we're like, cool, like let's smoke some
Yeah.
more weed.
Yeah. It also works because, like, I feel like, I don't know, my lyrics tend to get, like, a little, like, dark without you being, like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the time I'll be like, I have, like, some of these lyrics for this song, and you'll just be like, that's really creepy. Like, we should write something else.
Watching a lot of horror movies before recording? Is that it?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess
Nate,
I like
Nate really likes spooky things, and he doesn't understand. He like it's so normalized at this point that he like sometimes he plays me things, and I'm like, that's really spooky, and he's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, as somebody who doesn't like horror movies and spooky things, like, I'm telling you, like, my immediate reaction was like, oh.
Let's see, but spooky is beautiful, I think.
It
I
can
mean,
be.
yeah, I think
Spooky
spooky
can
is
be.
beautiful. I'm just saying.
But yeah, no,
Some-
like there's a song on, because we're working on finishing the album after somebody else's song right now, and there was a song on there that was like supposed to be just like a really pretty song, and I sent Rachel a version one that
it was
was,
like pretty creepy.
yeah.
Lots of minor keys.
So then I like, I don't know, that's an example of like working something out, because like I was like kind of like set on being like, no, like this is how this should be. And
Also,
it
some
was,
of
like,
the like look, I think look is a really creepy.
oh yeah, well, but that's supposed to be
Yeah,
creepy.
I guess.
But I guess that's also one that's like the lyrics stay.
The lyrics
creepy
are
because
really
I-
creepy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was in Vermont.
but at that
it was
point, I
winter.
was like, they're good. Like I don't like it works. So I compromised. We didn't change them at all.
I guess if you're coming from Chicago's winters, you're gonna have a little spookiness about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I guess I feel like when I think of, I mean, like, yeah, it's like really cold, but it's also like
Yeah.
you just don't leave your house and you're all like wrapped up.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like cozy in your home, watching TV, and forgetting that there's an outside.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess that song was like in.
Yeah.
I was in Vermont, just like.
In the fall or in the
No,
wintertime?
it was like that. Yeah, that was one of the last things to get written for this album, but that was literally like early January, late December, something like that. But I
When
was doing
did
a lot
we
of like
record
standing
it?
outside. I recorded all the I recorded like the guitar and stuff for that in.
When did we
Vermont.
record that?
Well, we did. So there was that like 3-week stretch in February where we like wrote all the lyrics and recorded all the vocals. I think it was February.
Whoa, it's crazy. Alright.
This album came together like pretty quickly. It went from being like a collection of random stuff from like the past year and a half to being like an album in like pretty much like a month.
What horror movies do you like?
I don't even I'm not even really
I don't know why you're looking at me.
sure. I guess I don't know. I mean, I'm not like a horror movie, but I feel like I listen to scarier, like the music that I listen to is usually
Bingo.
scarier than the movies I watch.
I would like to say that no, like most. I feel like every time you wanted to watch a movie, you were like, let's watch this really creepy movie. I was like,
What are those creepy movies?
I don't know. They must not have left that big an impact on me.
well, because we
So-
never watched them.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm not going to watch this.
The Shining.
Oh, I love
The
The Shining.
Shining
That's-
isn't.
It
Scary.
is. It's very creepy.
It's unsettling.
yeah.
And it
I
gets.
think
I
that
think the
movie's-
more you watch it, like every time I watch that movie, I get more like creeped out by it. I feel like.
Really?
Because the idea of being in a big space it's a lot of just nobody's there. It's just you and your family in this big giant house, and there's nobody around. There's nothingness. That's very creepy.
Well, it's like a ton of weird like allusions to different like historical and mythological events and characters. I don't know. There's that because I know like some of it's just like fucking absurd, but that documentary, I can't remember what it's called, that
Room
explores like
237.
yeah, that explores a bunch of conspiracy theories relating to The Shining. That a lot of them towards the end of it are just kind of like, you know, they're like straight up conspiracy theories, but there are parts in it where they actually like people like lend their own interpretations of like the historical context and the I guess the kind of like subplot, which I guess the first time I watched that movie after reading that theory that essentially the whole thing deals subtextually with the genocide of the Native Americans. And have you read that?
No,
No.
it's crazy.
It's nuts. There are a couple different like really in-depth like I mean that's just like one of them, and it has to do with the locations and like some of the symbolism in the movie, but then also the way that it's you have like almost like an interpretation of the Minotaur story with the maze at the end. There's a lot of like visual like references to Greek mythology in there. I don't know. I'm just kind of like ranting. I can't remember this stuff well enough to talk about it in any real detail, but there's just I don't know. There's a lot going on in that movie that has been like kind of unearthed by different people, and maybe it's nothing that was intentional, but it just shows how good of a movie it is. I guess the depth of it, that there's room for so much interpretation and just kind of I don't know. It's like every decision that he made while directing that movie had like 3 different reasons behind it, pulling in 3 different directions. I guess
Yeah.
It's just kind of fascinating.
Stanley Kubrick is a creepy individual.
Yeah.
Well, all his movies are, at least. Clockwork Orange.
Oh yeah,
Man. But
Well,
then
that's
the
why I
other- yeah.
love like him just doing like it's just like his horror movie. I mean, how often do you have someone who's that sophisticated of a director just being like, okay, I'm gonna make a horror flick,
Yeah.
essentially, and it just becomes a lot more than
Have you
that.
ever seen Barry Lyndon?
No.
It's like, it's a good one. It's like a really stunning film. The way it's like all naturally lit by candles because it's like supposed to take place in like I think like the 1800s or the late 1700s. Like, or I don't know anything about time.
What's it about?
It's like a historical drama about like this middle class man who kind of cons his way into like upper class society. It's really long, But
It's like almost 4 hours long.
yeah, there's a whole intermission. Like he put in an intermission.
You put an intermission in the movie?
Yeah, like there's an actual part where it's like, okay, like halfway through.
How long is the intermission?
I think it's like 10 minutes.
Is there something that comes up on the screen? We're taking a break now. We'll be right back.
Yeah, I think it says,
Really?
yeah, it says something like that. But, I mean, NASA designed the lens that they used to shoot it because they needed to let so much, like, light in, and, like, lenses, like, weren't designed to, like, have that aperture, but, like, obviously NASA, like, their whole thing is making ones to look at stars.
Yeah.
So,
You need a whole room to be lit by a candle. Here you go.
yeah,
That's
because
crazy.
there's not a single, it's all candle and, like, daylight.
Yeah.
Have you seen 2001?
I have been meaning to, but I keep putting it off because I'm like, all right, like
It's like
gonna
a lot.
change my life,
Yeah.
probably.
Because it's something like, you know, because I've only seen the creepy Stanley Kubrick movies.
Yeah.
2001 is like totally the opposite of like a Clockwork Orange or like a Shining.
Have you seen it?
2001, yeah.
Yeah.
Not all of it because it's very long. So I
It's
took like a
long.
break in the middle of it, but
I
I'm
haven't
gonna
watched the
rewatch it.
whole thing since I was like 18 or 19, I think.
I have to do it again. I have to watch it. It was really good. It's very interesting because I like space and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Well, it's just a really gorgeous movie. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's yeah.
Yep.
It's something else, but it is draining. Like it's like if you're gonna watch 2001, it's like that's like what your day is.
It's a it's a patience
You know,
tester.
like, yeah.
Kind of like your music. Your music is very like because a lot of the songs are like 6-7 minutes long. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And they're repetitive. It takes a lot of patience to listen to Water From Your Eyes, but I mean that in a good way. Not like I'm not insulting or criticizing you in any way. You know, it is. I think that's cool. A lot of like cool art stuff is you know tests your patience. You know.
Yeah. Well, it's meant to take a little bit of work. There are certain songs that are like intentionally like shorter and more accessible, but definitely the kind of like thing that's emerged, the style that's emerged from Water From Your Eyes is very like based on repetition and kind of like, I don't know, like blocks of sound coming in and out, and just a lot of stuff that like maybe wouldn't even make sense the first time you listen to a song, like, and then you know it's like a 9-minute song where the beginning doesn't really make sense until you know what the ending is, so you can't even really get the whole thing the first time. So I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely meant to be a patience tester.
Yeah, I
It's
feel like a lot of
I hope there's a payoff for the work, because that's what the nature of like writing stuff like that is. I can't tell because I can't hear it for the first time, so I don't really know
yeah. I feel
how
like
it's coming across.
that's how you make a good long song because there's some songs that are like longer than like 7-8 minutes that like overstay their welcome.
Yeah.
But I think, like you said, like some of the best songs kind of like when you hear the end, it doesn't make sense until you hear the like how the whole thing came together.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, I feel like your songs are like that in a way because they just kind of keep. It's like you're on a treadmill. You know what I mean? Like you're just. You're doing the same
stopping.
motion over
Yeah.
and over again, but like at the end, you're like, okay, I got this good sweat. You know what I mean? Like, I feel really good about myself. Like being on here for 45 minutes really kind of just it helped me. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
yeah.
That's kind of a silly analogy, but
No, I mean that does make sense, because with the, you know, when you have like 3 songs in a row or whatever that are all that length, like by the time you get done with even one of them, you're just like, oh, well, that was like a whole thing that I was inside of for this period of time, let alone like 3. So I can see like the way that would relate to any kind of workout session. Probably be great music for running on a treadmill, honestly.
yeah, because it's like you know, it's like
Focus on-
it's
make like
repetitive.
a specific like workout album just for
I thought that's what we've
people
been
to work
doing.
out to.
I thought
It
we
sounds like
were-
music that will be played in the loudspeaker of like a gym. You know what I mean? Like when people are walking from the treadmill or to the weights, you know, Water From Your Eyes will be playing.
Whoa, we should make a whole album, like, you know, the supermarket album.
That's
Yeah, we should do that, but for the gym,
the
and then
gym.
try to sell it to Equinox for like thousands of dollars. Be like, hello, Equinox.
okay.
Pay us. We've made you the perfect soundtrack
Yeah.
for your
Yeah, we
gyms.
We could whip that out quickly. I'm down to do that. I'll get on that.
All right,
Do you
well, I
think
don't
that it's
like-
easier?
It's got to be like a
Yeah.
45 minutes where the music never stops.
Oh yeah. Do you think it's easier to make songs that like extend past a certain time with technology? Do you feel like if everybody in the band was like, if you had like a drummer, a bass player, do you think it would be difficult or easier to make songs that kind of like go past a certain point? Or you doing a lot more electronic based production, does it make it easier to kind of go go beyond certain time lengths?
I mean, doing it with, like, designing it on a computer definitely makes it easier to pull that off because, I mean, playing those songs with a band, there are a couple different things. Like, like, every time you, like, practice the song in its entirety, like, its whole, like, 7 or 8 minutes. B, it's, like, this band in particular, it would take, like, a specific kind of musician, like, it's hard to find people who are like really on top of it enough to play the stuff who are also like okay with just doing like one thing over and over again and then not playing for a big portion of the song. You know, the way the songs are designed is like if they were performed with a live band, you know, it would be like a rare thing that everyone would actually be playing. So band practice would probably be like pretty tedious and boring. But then like if the songs are already written and stuff, like I'm sure like, you know, you could put together a group of people to play it. But in terms of writing that kind of music and primarily with a band, like I think, I mean, it would just change the project.
It would be a totally different project if you had
Yeah.
actual band members, so to speak, for
Yeah.
lack of a better term.
I mean, this is, yeah, it's very much a, I mean, not like totally in the box project. All the sounds are organic for the most part. They're like drum sample packs that I recorded in Chicago, and there's an organ that I use a lot of it on, and a lot of the stuff that sounds electronic are actually just manipulated guitars and
Instruments that you actually
things.
played or just
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's all like, I mean, there's no like MIDI stuff anywhere on any of the Water From Your Eyes stuff. It's all either drum samples that I recorded, guitars, bass, organ, and sometimes if Mike left his microKORG at our house, I'll use that for stuff.
I think that's very creative. I like that idea. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
Because you're using technology to your benefit.
Yeah. In a way that doesn't like make it like, cause I don't know, I like never like wanted this to be like a electronic-y project. I mean, I guess it kind of is, but
Yeah.
it's you know, it would be I don't know, if Water From Your Eyes was exactly the same but with like EDM drum samples and shit, like I would just.
But you guys are a hybrid of a lot of different sounds.
Yeah.
That's what makes it interesting because you're doing a lot of electronic based stuff at your foundation, but you're incorporating a lot of like instrumentation onto your thing. But it just, you're hearing like, you know, guitars, you're hearing instrumentation, but you're also hearing kind of like vocal manipulations and stuff like that, which I think is really cool. So you guys have gotten like some comparisons to like Stereolab, New Order, etc., Deerhoof. Do comparisons offend you, or are you flattered by them?
I mean, I love those bands.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too is like with the New Order thing, like, so there were 4 Water From Your Eyes releases from Chicago before All a Dance, and like the very first one of those, I mean, this band literally started as like a let's make a New Order band thing.
Yeah.
So the first Water From Your Eyes EP is like very, very much like, I mean, it doesn't, I don't know, it's still like different
It's
just because we're not New
it's
Order,
very
but,
like the first one is very much like, okay, they really like New Order.
Yeah.
We're actually playing as New Order.
they were doing
for
a Halloween set.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
I'm excited.
Were you guys fans of Joy Division?
Yeah. I still am too.
Honestly, Name was the one who showed me New Order. I
Oh.
didn't even I saw the Joy Division shirts, but I'd never heard of them. I like them.
Yeah.
But I really like dancing.
Yeah.
So in order,
You can
Is
kind of
what it is?
dance, but it's like angry dancing.
It's angry. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's angsty dancing. So you're kind of just taking like aggressive steps.
This is why it's so funny that I love how New Order evolved, because that music is so likable and danceable, but then you watch them perform on stage and they're all just like so pissed off. Like they still are just like these like angry like people.
Yeah, Blue Monday sounds like a bunch of just angry dudes just kind of just letting off
Yeah.
steam. I never realized how long that song is.
Yeah, well, because I mean there are a bunch of different versions of it. 'Cause They
Right.
did a single version, but even the single version I think is like more than 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like the original version of that song is like it's like 10 minutes
8
or
minutes
something.
or something
8
like
minutes.
that. Yeah, the album, like, well, on the album it's 8 minutes.
Yeah,
Fantastic song.
great song.
Yeah, it was covered by another group in the '90s, I think, and it wasn't as good as the New Order version.
I feel like
yeah,
you know, yeah, that's kind of ballsy. Be like, I don't know, just
let's just redo
let's
this.
redo Blue
Yeah.
Monday. Just like out of
Like,
everything.
why? Like, it does not need to be redone. You know what I mean?
Because that's the thing too. Is like even if you like did that and you really skilled it, and it was all like crazy high level performances, it still like wouldn't work. Because part of I don't know what's cool about it is that they thought of it. It's like minimal and doesn't require a lot of technical expertise, and he just sings like he doesn't give a fuck like all the time.
Yeah,
It's like you can't really like if you remove that from the equation, it kind of changes the song.
it's like the
little bit.
moodiest dance song.
Yeah,
Like the song with a lot of like emotion and kind of like dark in a way, but like it's like a club with the lights turned off. That's how I picture listening to New Order, and to a degree, Water from Your Eyes. Just like this is what happens when the lights go out at the club, but everyone's still dancing. You know
Ooh,
what I
I
mean?
like that.
Yeah,
dude, that's good.
yep. Because I just don't picture like sunshine, but I want to move when I'm
Yeah.
listening to Water, and yeah, the new single is a lot more danceable in a way. I think.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys want people to dance at Water from Your Eyes shows?
Oh yeah.
With these
That'd
new
be
albums that are coming?
great.
Yeah.
I love when people dance.
Yeah, I mean, I love
makes
dancing at a show. Yep.
Like, yeah, it makes it. I don't know. It makes it really nice.
Going-
I mean,
yeah.
that's definitely like that's like the most like. That's the only song on that album that's like that. Really.
Yeah,
There's,
you were
one
saying
other-
earlier, yeah.
there's one other pop song, but for the most part. So we were talking about the really creepy song earlier, and that's like the single that came out is the second to last song, and then the really creepy one is the last one. So the whole like kind of idea is like that song is kind of like ecstatic, but then gets like torn down like very abruptly in a really kind of like aggressive way. But that song's also weird because I guess like I don't know, I kind of like lose perspective on this stuff, but it's funny that that's what people are like. It's like getting called like happy, energetic, whatnot. Whereas to me, like it's like a pretty depressing song. I don't know, but I guess the music is catchy enough. But I guess that's the I don't know.
When you
What's the
guys are recording, because you said you're very inspired by New Order. Is there any moment in time when you're recording where you're like, okay, we sound too much like this band, and if that ever happens, like how do you work through that?
I mean, it hasn't really happened. I don't think like there are certain songs that are like reminiscent of certain things, but it's never like there's always something else going on that makes it not directly connected. I mean, apart from the first thing we did was like us like trying to work specifically within like the New Order format. So obviously that one sounds like New Order, but that was kind of the point. But yeah, I don't know if something kind of like makes it like past like a couple days of being worked on. It's usually because if something sounds too much like something else, I'll just throw it away.
Yeah, so you're conscious of that thing. If anything kind of sounds too much like something else, like you're aware of that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, definitely.
Unless you haven't heard music that sounds exactly like our music.
True.
We
Yeah.
just don't know about it.
But these days, a lot of people are getting sued because this song sounds like that song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think the deal with that is pretty much just like if you get a good enough lawyer, you can make that case about like most songs. Because
literally
like,
can.
Aren't that
You
many
could.
like things you can do? There are a couple of those cases where it's been like, okay, like yeah, like this is clearly like a ripoff. But sometimes it's just like, you know, just because you like happened to sing like this particular like interval on like a recording like 20 years ago doesn't mean like you can't own like musical notes. It's one thing if like the entire vibe of a song is lifted.
If
but,
you
like,
took the melody, if you took, you know what I mean?
but
But
it's a lot of the time, and that's why like I don't know, like yeah, it just seems like if you reach like a certain point of fame, like people are gonna like comb through your shit and like look for that. Like I feel like there are like people who specifically like look out for that and then will contact like other artists to be like, hey, like we think that this like sounds like this and we could probably like make you some money off this. I don't know. It's just like not really in the spirit of the whole thing, but the whole music industry is so fucked up anyway. It's like, why not?
it's a big racket to get songwriting credits
Yeah.
when you think about it.
Yeah. It's a hot mess. But I don't think there's I think Water from Your Eyes generally is like too bizarre.
Yeah,
Really, like,
yeah.
I
You
don't-
guys don't have to worry about that yet, you know. Because I'm sure there's probably like some nut that's like, okay, this sounds like this. It sounds like because you can like you said, like you can play any artist in front of anybody and say, oh, this sounds like this band. This sounds
Yeah.
like that, and you're like, really? Well, yeah, because you know what I mean. So not everybody's an entertainment lawyer, so not everybody's gonna make a case out of it, but it happens, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like I don't know. It's inevitable that musical ideas will get repeated, and also that's how music evolves.
Yeah.
It's like an amalgamation of all the other music you've absorbed. So, and that's how I don't know. This is an artifact of like the music industry, not music. I mean, you look back at like blues music, for example. It's like the template is so specific a lot of the time that they all kind of have these things in common, and not only that, there are all these lyrical ideas and melodies that were just like constantly traded from person to person, and people would write their own song that incorporates like lines from an older song. And that's how like I mean, and that's how rock and roll happened, was essentially by like
Exactly.
people like that's you know
Ripping off blues music.
exactly.
That's it.
So I don't know. I just like I have very little like sympathy for like pop stars who fight with other pop stars about
Yeah.
like who like owns this chord progression. It just seems kind of like petty.
Yeah. I mean, but in that case with the blues artists, these guys were literally getting ripped off. Like
Oh, yeah.
literally.
Well, but that's
You know?
it. But they'd also been like, and that was
I feel
the
like
whole thing with that is they were all ripping each other off the whole time. I mean, that's how that style of music developed, was all these people putting their own spin on the same thing.
I feel like it's
and then-
different though when it's paying like what's the word, like homage
Mhm,
to
yeah.
something rather than being like, oh, okay, I'm gonna take this thing I heard and now it's mine, and like completely erasing the fact that it like came from like this long line of history.
But I mean, like, look at like the Rolling Stones. Okay, so the Rolling Stones were like a band that got like a white band that got famous playing blues music, but then would refuse to play on TV shows unless they could bring like Howlin' Wolf with them and have them
Yeah.
open. So like there were some. I mean, obviously, like you get like Led Zeppelin, who like they fucking feel like they own the blues when they just, you know, most of their songs are directly lifted.
I think they have
people,
like
you
Zeppelin,
know.
some of their earlier stuff, they have to pay royalties to a lot
Yeah.
of their songs.
Well, that's because they came out of the blues scene. So that
Yeah.
band, they were originally going to be like the new Yardbirds or something. So they were going to be part of the blues culture, and that was the whole, you know, the lyrical sharing between. I mean, that was just like how that culture kind of worked.
When you look at Hound Dog, like Elvis's version wasn't the original version. Like it was actually so Yeah, some people paying homage, some people like some things are like when it's sung by like a person of color, it doesn't get really big, but then when a white person does it, it becomes huge. You know what I mean?
Big deal for some reason, and it's
Yeah.
always a shittier version. The
Oh
second time
yeah,
around,
yeah, exactly.
But there are ways that you can, like you said, pay homage to people without being, without exploiting the
Appropriative.
situation.
Yeah,
Without being
absolutely.
appropriative, but unfortunately, like very few popular artists that have benefited off of that work have. Like I think like the Rolling Stones are really the only band I can think of that made a conscious effort to explain where that music came from and like bring along their musical heroes on tour. Like I don't think any of those other kind of like, fucking Eric Clapton and shit. Like he's just like, this is mine.
When it's literally not.
Yeah,
But,
it's literally not.
So you're performing Mainstay in New York. I guess it's safe to say the Glove has since shut down. Do closing and opening of DIY venues, affect you in any way, or it's just like for you, okay, another space will come up, but we have other spaces to play.
I mean,
It definitely sucks that the Glove is gone.
You guys play there a lot this year. Yeah.
I mean, that was the first venue that, like, I would say Water From Your Eyes sort of, like that became, like, a place that, like, was like, oh, like, play at the Glove? Like, sure, like, I don't care what show it is. Like, I'll play at the Glove anytime. And, like, it was just the people that, like, ran that place are just really amazing. And, like, the whole culture of the Glove was very much ethically something I agreed with, where a lot of venues, there's just, I mean, obviously, like, it's business, and, like, you have to be thinking about it as such, but there's, like, a certain line, I think, that's crossed, where it becomes less about, like, a business to support artists versus a business that uses artists to make them more money. And I think the Glove was a business that supported art and artists of not even just, like, one scene, just, like, so many different musicians and people, and it was, I don't know. I mean, the last time a venue really closed that I had any personal connection with was Palisades. And luckily, when Palisades did close, it was very soon after that the Glove opened, where right now...
Yeah, it was like, what, fall of 2016 where Glove opened?
Yeah, Glove opened, I think, in, like, about fall, summer 2016, and Palisades had closed. I wasn't even in
summer.
New York. Yeah, it'd been, like, May or June of 2016.
I was supposed to go see Rap Boys at the Palisades, but that show got shut down. So because the
Rap
venue got
Boys.
shut down. Yeah, I haven't been.
Yeah, that was really sad. Because Palisade, like, I used to spend, like, when I, like, first moved here, that's where I would go if I didn't have homework.
Oh,
or
yeah.
if I did have homework. If I wasn't, like, asleep, or in class, I was probably at Palisades.
Wow.
But, like, I know a lot of people felt, like, very strong connections to Shea, so when that closed...
I loved Shea.
Right?
Love Shea Stadium.
I'd been there a few times. I mean, like, I liked it. It's definitely, like, sick.
Yeah.
I think it is... I mean, I think when any venue like that closes, any venue that, like, you can tell, like, actively cares about music and, like, it isn't about, like... It's a music venue. It's about the music. Like, it's about bringing in bands and, like kind of showing new bands and, like, booking, like, really cool bands that, like, aren't playing for, like, tons of money at, like, those bigger venues. That, like, when those close, like, you're like, where am I gonna go? Like, what am I gonna do this weekend?
Yeah.
Like, where am I gonna play that I'm not gonna have to, like, stress out about how many people we can get to the show just to pay the room rate? Like, because I don't know, like, the Glove was... They never, like, asked for anything. Like, it was expected that the money from the door would go to the bands. Like, no matter what, even after they, like, realized, even after, like, all the shit happened and they, like, had to close the bar, like, it was still about, paying the bands.
What's your favorite DIY spot now in New York?
I don't really go out. To be honest. I guess.
No more Palace Days, no more glove. I'm staying in tonight. Or every night.
It'd probably take some more time to figure it out. We're still in like a very recent like post-glove world right now.
Yeah.
You're still mourning.
I mean, I like any place that sells cauliflower, I guess.
Wow. That's pretty specific.
Like Alphaville sells cauliflower.
I love
guess.
Alphaville.
I like Alphaville. I don't really like bars.
Me neither.
So-
I don't drink, but I like going to shows.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, Alphaville's cool. I like Alphaville. I guess like if I
You have
I
good
were to,
burgers there.
play a show, they got pretty good food. I like their food. It's pretty chill. I like their smoke machine. I like their smoke machine a lot.
Yeah.
I guess where else even is there? We just played at Heartstop. Heartstop is really cool, but they do like one thing a month because it's like a house.
They do events at other venues too.
Yeah, I haven't been to Rubalot, but
Rubalot's a pretty like visually crazy place.
Transpagos is cool.
Transpicos is. I don't like when their backyard is closed.
Which is like, yeah. Well,
Half the time.
yeah. The last show I went there was like towards the end of winter. Yeah. It was freezing. But it was I love that space. It's really nice.
Yeah,
See
you
a lot
need
of
that
good
you need
bands
that back door, that backyard area.
Yeah.
Is crucial because I know like we've played there times when
Why? Why
the
is the
back-
back door?
because there's literally nowhere you can go. Like there's nowhere
Yeah,
like where you can take a
outside.
breather and like center yourself and get ready for the set. You can hang out on the sidewalk in the front, but once you're in there, it's just like loud and there's
right.
It's also
right.
really dark in
which
there.
is like
It is dark in
It's
there,
a
you're
great it's a great room. I just find
I like their bathroom lights. That's really specific, but I'm
Which
a big
bathroom?
fan. I mean, obviously the
Elsewhere's
larger
bathroom space is really cool.
I've never been to Elsewhere.
Elsewhere is really cool. Like the hall, like the bathroom is like all the bathrooms are gender neutral, and the lighting is it's like its own club in a way. You could put a DJ in there.
Damn.
That's how the lighting.
That's cool.
Like you're in there. I'm using the bathroom. Like, wait, this is a bathroom? Like, oh my god, it's the weirdest bathroom I've ever seen.
should have a DJ in the bathroom.
Exactly. That would be
Bathroom
really
DJ.
cool.
DJ.
Yeah. If I owned a club, I would have a bathroom and a DJ. But if the bathroom was cool enough, like Elsewhere's, it's really interesting. Yeah. Very specific, but yeah, I noticed these little things.
I don't know. Bathrooms are great. Like
Bathroom
Dirty
is the
Summer,
best place.
Dirty Summer. That place is my favorite.
Where's Dirty
bathroom.
Summer?
It's in Bushwick. It's like a storehouse.
There's all these places I just don't know about. All these newer, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It's they sell things there, but also people live there.
Oh.
Also, it's really small,
Like,
but their bathroom is huge. Their bathroom is the biggest bathroom I've ever been in like anywhere.
Wow.
It's crazy. You can like.
It's that big.
Dirty
That's, okay, and maybe it's not like the biggest bathroom I've ever been in, but for the size of that space, that bathroom is so big.
Okay.
Like you could there's like nowhere to stand if it's like packed in that room, but if you go to the bathroom, you could do like a whole dance routine. Like there's
whole
room.
dance routine?
You could there's like a lot. You could play some sport games. I don't know what kind. Maybe some catch.
Board games, bowling.
You could probably bowl in there. It's
Yeah.
like it's big. It's a really big
Sport games.
bathroom.
I was talking to my roommate yesterday. He's like, "You want to get an Xbox?" And I was just like, "Why don't we just like clear everything out of the living room and get like plastic bottles and put some sand in them and just bowl in here instead?" Because that sounds way more fun than Xbox. To
Yeah,
me.
but your apartment, I would say you should do something that's not bowling.
There's like a.
No,
It's really
Your
small.
room is like it's
Get an
just
Xbox
not-
for safety reasons.
I'm loving not having a TV in my apartment right
Oh, yeah?
now. I like forgot how awesome that is.
Wow.
It's great. Instead, I just like hold my computer up to my face all day, every day.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I actually have a TV. I don't even use it anymore.
But why have it? Why have the TV?
Why have it?
Yeah.
Oh, because my grandma was like, I'm getting a new TV. Here's a TV.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, grandma. And like I use it. Like I went to film school. Like I love films. Like I love
Yeah.
television. But recently I've just been
Sleeping.
exactly. It feels wrong every morning when I wake up. I'm like, haven't used that TV in a while. But I will say, I think I'm pro TV. I think I'm just here to disagree with Nate.
Oh yeah.
I'm here to be pro TV.
Oh, I like TVs. It's just nice, like
Not having one.
having like a living room where the focus is a TV.
Yeah.
It's very 20th century.
Yeah,
It is. The family gather around, watch TV. I did that with my family. Watched The Simpsons every
Yeah.
evening. So,
I think there's actually something lost when people only consume like television and film on like small screens, because I mean like they shoot that to like really like it's like an experience.
yeah,
You're
it is.
like
Because with the phone, you're doing a million other things.
yeah,
You know?
and like
You're watching something on Hulu, then got a text.
there's also just, like there's so much work that goes into like the small details that like you can't see it like on a screen. Like it's got to be the big screen, not the tiny one. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah, I get that. It's like going to a concert.
Yeah, it's like really different than listening.
You might appreciate the recorded stuff after seeing the artist live.
Yeah, that's
I know
true.
I have.
yeah. I would like to just go to like nice large rooms and listen to albums live.
That would
like
be
a concert
awesome.
that's not actually a concert. You just go there to like listen to an album as if you're watching a movie.
Think about the sound of movies like Dolby 5. I don't know what it is now, but like,
Yeah.
can you imagine like going to listen to an album in the? Oh man,
Yeah.
Surround sound
I
album.
love that. I would love
great.
that. And you can allow people to smoke weed so they can like really like experience what they're. But we need to ventilate it
Yeah.
though. Yeah. It's got to be
But,
outdoors.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
but then the sound travels.
Oh, that's right. It's gonna echo all over the
Wait.
place.
Maybe we could use the echoes in the composite, like have it in a particular place so we get echoes coming off of like mountains or
Or
something,
you
and then
just
time it so
hotbox
that
the
we
room.
use natural like earth delay.
Yeah, why not? Let's get this popping. We have to do this. This would be
We just
really
need
cool.
some like
who has a
fucking
giant
giant
room?
speakers. That...
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about in a room. I'm still thinking like in the wilderness.
Oh, well, we could go to a cave.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. So
Cave
any
session.
place that's cavernous.
A cavern. Forget the cave. We're going to a cavern.
All right. You guys did a direct to vinyl session?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how was that?
That was fun.
It was fine. I felt bad because the guy's whole thing was just like pure like analog, like no digital, and then I showed
Whoa.
up with my laptop and I was just like, okay, well,
Perfect.
just plug this in.
That is, he probably thought like you were trying to be funny, trying to be like smart, like, oh, you coming with a computer to a vinyl session, trying to be cute,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I think initially I told him that I was gonna play it off of a cassette or something, and then I just didn't do that.
Amazing. That's amazing.
So
I felt really bad because it was like I forgot. I think I messed up every song.
Where did
I mean,
you do
was,
it?
like, fine, but it was at the like least of all.
yeah, they've moved since we did
Like
that.
yeah, it was just in their studio space.
It was
but,
cool.
Yeah, everyone who has a vinyl, like the song isn't like the recording.
Yeah.
What song did you do? Did you do a new song?
We
Or?
did like
Well, it was-
3 songs.
Yeah, like whoever ordered one could choose the song. So
You would just like record as many takes of the song as people ordered, and then we got like a couple that we could sell afterwards.
Do you still have some? Have some available? Or?
I don't even know. I
Oh.
think we have 2, but I couldn't tell you for sure.
Okay.
yeah, I'm not
I kind of
sure.
forget about them.
Yeah.
Kind of forget about our merch in general.
Or just the fact that you're in a band in general.
I do. People are like, "What do you do?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Like, I kind of
No idea.
do things. I guess I play in a couple bands." And I realized I actually do it a lot because I downloaded Google Calendar, and honestly, I don't know why it takes up way more time than I'd ever considered.
Wow.
But I guess that's what happens when you accidentally end up in a couple bands.
You just kind of fell into it.
Yeah, truly.
So the new album, Someone Else's Song, October 25th. Any shows lined up for that? For the release or anything?
We got mad shows.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
All right, we got a show this Thursday at The Dance, a new venue in Manhattan with Surf Curse and Dirt Buyers. And then we're playing October 11th on a Friday at the Broadway, which used to be the Gateway.
Yeah.
But is now the Broadway with Godcaster and Sweet Baby Jesus. And then we're playing on October 26th at Dirty Summer as New Order for their Halloween show.
Dope.
And then I guess that's a day after our album comes out.
Yeah. We're going to celebrate the release of the album.
Yeah,
with
we're
the New Order
celebrating.
covers.
Yeah, we're just
While
playing
being
New
New
Order.
Order, you're gonna talk about so this band Water From Your Eyes has an album out. We're New Order tonight, but you should go
But
check out that album.
check out our album. And then we're gonna go to Philadelphia, Baltimore, and DC on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, playing some house shows in that zone. And then November 7th is our album release show at Rubalad with Palberta, Sweet Baby Jesus, Fantasy, maybe someone else, don't know.
Yeah, I'm
Who
not
knows?
sure.
Who
Who's to
knows?
say?
All right. Okay.
And then we're going to the North Zone. We're going to Providence, Boston, maybe Western Massachusetts, preferably closer to New York, though. Still working on that.
Okay.
On the 15th, 16th, and 17th. And then December 19th at Baby's Alright.
Wow.
Was it the
I
19th
like
or was
just
it the 16th?
downloaded Google
I thought that
Calendar.
was the
I'm like really on top of my schedule now.
I thought that was the 16th.
The show at Baby's Alright is
Yeah.
on the 19th.
Yeah.
I would know.
Are you headlining?
It's a good we're playing.
All right.
Yeah, it's it.
Is headlining a thing? I feel like that's just playing last.
Yeah. That is the case sometimes. Because
Yeah.
I've been to some shows where like the opening band is the best one, you know?
Yeah. See, I like playing early. I don't like playing last because it doesn't feel like headlining. It just feels like waiting.
Wow.
It feels like waiting the longest, and then you're like, okay, I was just nervous the whole show.
It's incredible.
Instead of
Where can people
first.
follow Water From Your Eyes?
Well,
social media?
If you somehow find me on the street, I guess you could follow me
Oh my
around
God.
there. If not, Water From Your Eyes, just the band name with no spaces and an @ before it on Instagram. Twitter is Water From Your Eyes, but the "your" is spelled YR and not YOUR, because somehow that's taken on Twitter, but like whatever. I'm not gonna get into it. You could follow us on Facebook, Water From Your Eyes, on Facebook.com. I think it's a / like Facebook.com/Water From Your Eyes.
Amazing.
You honestly just email us.
At waterfromyoureyes at gmail.com.
Yeah, waterfromyoureyes@gmail.com. I guess that's not following. I guess that's like reaching out.
Yeah, just say what up.
But you
Well,
could,
we're responding to emails now. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we
a
do
new
that.
thing.
hit us up.
This email thing is cool, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll get a TikTok. I'm thinking about
TikTok!
it recently. I don't have one, but
Yeah,
you
me
know,
either.
we could make a Water From Your Eyes TikTok. Keep your eyes peeled.
If the demand is high enough.
I don't know. I mean, you don't have to follow us. We're
I
just,
don't even really know what TikTok is. I've like heard of it. But
That's because you're old.
yeah.
Wow.
I'm even old, I think, for TikTok. I think that it's a lot of teenagers. And teenagers are so much cooler than I think any other, no offense
Age of
to no offense to any of the other ages, but
Is it just-
they organized a strike for their teachers in Nevada for
That's cool.
Yeah, through TikTok. They were like, okay guys, like our teachers don't get paid enough, like we're striking.
Wow.
That's like so sick.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah. That's all the places.
Yeah. And this has been level 38 of My Little Underground. I'm Peter A, hanging out with Water From Your Eyes. Don't forget to subscribe to My Little Underground, all podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get podcasts. Thanks, Nate and Rachel. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you
Thank
for
you for
having us. This has
having
been
us.
some. Thank you. Thank you all.
All right. Let's get out of here.